When she walked in that morning, her hair still damp from someone else's shower, I was already at the table.
2 plates.
2 mugs. Her sister sitting across from me. I didn't greet her. I just smirked and said, "Oh, done with your boss already?" Her face drained of color so quickly I could almost hear the blood retreat. That's when it began. Her silence, my satisfaction, and the truth lingering in the scent of a perfume that wasn't mine. She froze in the doorway, heels clutched in her hand like evidence. I watched her eyes flick back and forth between me and her sister, her mouth trembling under the weight of too many lies. The kitchen clock ticked like a metronome to her panic. I sipped my coffee and said nothing. I had waited too long for this silence to finally belong to me. 3 years ago, I thought I'd married peace. She was warm, thoughtful, the kind of woman who made your life feel settled. She had this way of touching your wrist mid-conversation, grounding you in the moment. I mistook that for love. Her sister, Ava, was different, blunt, brutally honest, too sharp for her own good. She laughed loudly, asked direct questions, and made my wife visibly uncomfortable. I once believed it was just sibling tension. Now I know it was guilt. On paper, we were perfect, steady jobs, weekend brunches, polite smiles for photos. But perfection rots from the inside, and when it does, it smells sweet. Familiar. Almost like her perfume. It started with her phone. Not the messages, but the way she held it, tilted away from me, thumb hovering too long over the screen. Then came the late nights, the project deadlines, the sudden need for privacy. I told myself I was overthinking it. Marriage was built on trust, and checking her phone would have been crossing a line. Until that night. She texted, "I'll be late helping my sister." Except her sister was sitting in my living room, asking whether I wanted Thai or pizza. Ava looked confused when I showed her the message. Then concerned. Then furious, not at me, but at her. That's when Ava told me everything. The affair. The lies. How my wife used her name to cover her tracks. Ava wasn't just disgusted. She was enraged. And maybe, deep down, she wanted revenge as much as I did. I didn't explode. I didn't throw things or scream. I played the long game. First, I gathered proof, screenshots, bank statements, hotel receipts, neatly labeled, time-stamped, and dated. I let her keep lying while I built the stage. Then I made calls to my lawyer, to our accountant. Quiet transfers from our joint account to mine. She wouldn't notice. She was too busy staying late with her boss. Ava helped. She became the perfect accomplice. Angry, betrayed, and meticulous. We met twice a week under the pretense of family dinners. She helped me collect everything. Phone records, contacts, even a hotel security video. Revenge, I learned, isn't about rage. It's about rhythm. You wait for the perfect beat before you strike. The day before it happened, I sent her a text. "Breakfast tomorrow. Just us." She replied with a heart emoji. It almost made me laugh. That night, she told me she had a work event. I kissed her cheek, wished her luck, and set 2 plates for morning. Ava arrived early, nervous, but composed. She had already confronted her sister the night before, told her she was done covering her lies. My wife didn't know that. She thought her alibi was still intact. When the door opened and she saw us there, the world collapsed in her pupils. She dropped her heels and stared, first at her sister, then at me. What is this?" she stammered. I gestured at the table. "Breakfast." Ava said nothing. She just watched her sister unravel. Then I slid a folder across the table, documents, photos, everything. "You'll want to read these before you talk," I said. She opened it, flipped through. Her breath hitched. Her hand shook when she reached the hotel receipt. How did you?" "Doesn't matter," I interrupted. "It's done. So are we." She reached for me, desperate. "You don't understand. He's just my boss." "Oh, I do understand," I said, my tone sharp. "You told me you were with your sister, and yet, here she is." Her eyes darted to Ava, pleading. "You told him?" Ava stood, calm and cold. "No." "You did, every time you used my name." The silence that followed was the cleanest I'd ever heard. She tried crying, begging, promising therapy, forgiveness, change. I'd already heard those lines in my head 100 times. None of it mattered. She didn't know I'd already filed for divorce. Papers submitted, accounts separated, her name removed from the house. She'd walk away with nothing but her guilt. I stood, collected my jacket. "Enjoy breakfast," I said quietly. "It's the least I could do for both of you." As I passed her, she whispered, "You planned this?" I paused, turned slightly.
No.
"You did." It's been 3 months since that morning. She moved out quietly, as if vanishing could erase her mistakes. Her boss transferred departments. And me? I sleep fine. Sometimes I still get texts from unknown numbers, apologies wrapped in desperation. I don't reply. Ava and I remain close, closer than before. There's no romance, just understanding. Shared wreckage binds people in strange ways. People call me heartless for how I handled it. Maybe I am. But betrayal rewires you. It burns away the softness and leaves only precision. She once told me, "Lies protect the people we love." She was wrong. Lies only protect the people we shouldn't. I didn't destroy her. I simply let her truth do the job for me. And when she walked into that kitchen, still smelling of him, I realized something. Revenge isn't loud. It's quiet. Served with coffee and a smirk.